Today we're going to look at the magic of composting and something most people have never witnessed, a hot compost pile. There are books, videos, magazines, internet, countless articles with rules and instructions in great detail. We could do a full-length movie on composting, but compost happens. Nature has it pretty well figured out, so we'll keep it simple. This is my regular compost pile. With a small garden and a lot of plants, I have a lot of debris to get rid of. And I pile it on the compost pile throughout the season. I never turn it. Ultimately, compost becomes soil whether you do anything or not. It's just a matter of time. But what I do is in early fall, I rake the top off the undecomposed material, and underneath there's nice, rich, dark compost. This is my compost just as it came straight out of the compost pile. It took about a year to get to this point. It's still got some twigs and sticks that haven't broken down yet. I could use this as a top dressing on the garden. I could dig it in. A lot of it though I screen, and this is the screened material, and to do that so that I can use it as a soil amendment, I use it as one of the components in the soil mix of my many planters. This is my leaf compost pile. I keep it separate. Leaves are rich in the trace elements your soil needs, and they can be used in 4 ways at different stages of decomposition. With leaves, I could just dump them right in my flower bed, which is what I do in and around the shrubs. They act as a winter mulch. They'll be broken down and drawn into the soil by microbes and worms in spring, early summer. If I leave the pile alone, it will rot down. I haven't added any extra nitrogen content to this pile. It's just leaves. It will heat up if the pile is big enough. Eventually, regardless, it will rot down and become all matted on the bottom. This I use as mulch, and I spread this right on my flower beds, particularly around perennials before they start to grow in spring. But I don't cover them. If you leave the pile long enough, it may be 2-3 years, the leaves eventually become something called leaf mold, which is a nice, fine, flaky material that can be used as a soil amendment. And you can mix it in with your potting soil wherever you need it. Some people even use it for seed starting medium. One more important thing when composting leaves is to ensure that they're damp. So I hose them down as I'm piling them. If you leave them dry, it will take a long time before they decompose. For composting to take place, you'll often read that you need a balance between carbon and nitrogen in the material. Now, carbon is generally found in the brown leafy material that's dead, whereas the nitrogen is more often in the green leafy stuff, kitchen scraps, or in grass clippings particularly. But if you were to analyze every type of organic matter that you could throw on a compost pile, they would each one have a different carbon to nitrogen ratio. So I don't worry about it. It may take a little bit longer. If I turned it every couple of weeks or so, the process would speed up, but that's an awful lot of work, and I don't want to do it. And that's my laid-back approach to composting. Any questions on composting? Email me at garden@gto.net. I'm David Hobson for therecord.com.